All right. Very good evening to all of you. Thank you for joining over here. I can see a good number of people have already joined in, and I'm so excited to see that people are continuously, chatting, posting a comments. I can see a good number of people are from South India. That's interesting. So, hello everybody, this is Amir Akhtar, and you are into the webinar of a Coding Invaders, where we will learn how you can, become a successful data analyst, even if you are from non-IT background, and also you will be learning, how to use certain tools like Power BI in just 30 minutes and everything. So, because we discuss a lot more things related to the tools and all, but we never know how exactly it works. Because once we will see how the things works, then we will get to understand that it doesn't require actually too much of coding things. So we will be discussing with our guest speaker as well, because our guest speaker is very experienced one and is well-known personality on the internet as well, having more than lakhs of subscribers on the YouTube as well. He's a famous personality, worked into the Paytm as well as in lot giant companies, and currently working as a data engineer in Expedia also. So we will be taking help directly from him, and we will be trying to understand each and everything, how exactly it is possible to become a successful data analyst, and we will be also understanding how to use Power BI. And I think I did one mistake. I just wanted to know if you guys can see me or hear me well. If yes, you can see me or hear me well, you can just comment down in the chat section that yes, you can see me and hear me well. All right. So, guys, just comment down if you can see me and hear me well. So, I will start this particular webinar, and I will not talk faster so that it will be easy for you to understand. All right. So I can see a good number of people are able to see me or hear me well. So I am running one poll right now. Are you comfortable with English? By the way, I don't know South Indian language, but still, yes or no, you can just comment down. So there's a poll. So yes, so you can just click which one is fine for you. So I can see that a good number of people are completely fine with English. All right. So 96% of people are comfortable into the English. That's perfect. I was actually worried that good number of South Indian people are there, so maybe they don't want that English thing. But still, I'm very happy, guys, that you are comfortable with English. All right. So we will carry on this particular session, and let's get started without wasting any more time. All right. So this is me, guys. My name is Amir Akhtar, and I'm a career consultant. I have helped more than 200 plus people in finding a job in IT industry as a data analyst, and I have total 5 years of experience in edtech. So why I'm telling you about myself? Because I have interacted with more than 200 plus people, so I exactly know the main problem what they are going through, what sort of challenges they are going through, so I can better connect and understand your situation and your problem, and I can give you more better realistic solution because I have already solved it. Not only me, as I told you that I have also bought an amazing guest speaker as well, so he will be also sharing the stage, and we will be talking about it, and we will definitely love to help you out. So if you want to connect with me, talk to me, DM me, there's my link in the chat section. You can just connect with me, DM me, and whatever the questions you have, you can ask me. I would love to interact and help to all of you. All right, because I'm always available on this particular platform. So here's my link, you can reach out to me for sure. All right, so moving ahead, as I can see a good energy in the audience, so I would love to know that what exactly your name is and how old are you, so that I can have a age demographics idea, and from which place you are. That will be really helpful for me to understand and derive the the webinar accordingly. Somebody saying that I also worked in EdTech Byju's. Yeah, thank you so much. I have also worked. It's fine. It's fine. So, guys, can you just comment down and let me know that from which place you are, what is your age, and from what exactly your name is, so that I can better understand and interact with you. 41 from Chennai, Leher from Mumbai, 16, Tamil Nadu, Siddharth, 35 Nagpur, Roy, Salme, Mohan, Pondicherry, Tamil Nadu, Coimbatore, Chennai, Rizwan, Shushmita Salvi, 28, Bangalore, Chennai, Tamil Nadu. That's nice. That's nice. Kolkata, Chennai, Tamil Nadu. Wow. So I can see a good bunch of South Indian people are over here. So we're gonna rock this particular session, because whenever the South Indian people are here, so we enjoy that. All right. I'm so happy to see that too many people have already registered and excited for this particular session. Great. Even I'm also very much excited. All right. Perfect. Let me just check. Great. Perfect. So let's start this particular webinar, guys. So why we are doing this particular masterclass? So we are conducting this masterclass in a support of our data analytics course that is from Coding Invaders. And the best part is it is one of the most popular program of a Coding Invaders, which promises job guarantee, and it doesn't require any coding background. Even if you don't have a coding background, even if you don't know the C of the coding, it is totally fine. All right. And the statistics, if I'll tell you, we have more than 93% of students who are already placed into the big giant companies and having a good lifestyle. So, on the support of this particular course, we are doing this masterclass. We are bringing guest speaker for you so that you can talk, interact, and get to know the realistic idea of what exactly is happening into the data industry and how you can become a successful data analyst. Because a lot of people have a doubt that these things require coding, these things require technical background, these things require a lot of mathematical excellence. So we're going to clear all these particular myths. We're going to clear all this all these pre-assumptions, the wrong assumptions that we have in our mind, and we will directly understand that how people from a non-IT are able to make it. Also, in this particular webinar, not only we will be discussing this, we will be also discussing how you can learn certain the cool tools like Power BI, which to convert the whole data into power, the pie chart and the graph. So we will learn this in just 30 minutes as well. So here in this masterclass, we are trying to prove you that yes, it is possible, and it how easy it is to do it. And for this particular task, people are getting 10 lakh, 20 lakh packages. So you will get a whole package in this particular webinar. But I have one surprises also for you because you are here and you're spending time this evening with Coding Invaders. So why not to give you something? All right. So I'll come to that part. Meanwhile, I would request all of you, because this webinar will run for 30, 40 minutes or max by 50 minutes. And it is not so long. And I will make sure that this webinar goes very much well for you. And it will be one of the valuable webinar for all of you. All right. So keep watching this till the end because now I have a surprise for you. So let's see what exactly it is. But before that, let's understand what you will learn and what you will get in this particular webinar. So yes, to all the people who were just asking that what is the course prices and everything. So this is the course price, which promises job guarantee for data analytics. That is 11,490. And just because you are watching me, just because you have taken the time in this particular masterclass, so you can avail 38% of discount and get 7,090 rupees per month in this course. I can offer you a free counseling call. You can go book a free counseling call. The link is into the chat section. Discuss, ask questions, and understand that how it is possible, how we are able to promise a job guarantee, and how it is legit, and what are the eligibility criteria. Get your doubt clear, and then take a better decision. All right. So this particular offer is exclusively to all the people who are watching me right now. It is not available for everybody. Moving ahead, so let me tell you about the Coding Invaders in much detailed way. So what Coding Invader is? So Coding Invaders is a edtech platform which help and transform non-tech professionals into a tech professionals as a data analyst, as a full stack developer, and lot other, right? So our main intention is to help a non-tech, non-IT people to get into an IT. We have already more than 22,000 learner, 100 plus companies train their employees with us. And on an average, if I'll talk about 30% to 400% salary hike our students generally get after our courses, and more than 90% is the placement rate. And we have the learner base from 40 plus countries as well. So we have not only a command in India, but also at the international level. So for sure, you're going to make it big. But we will discuss more on this at the end of this particular webinar. All right, guys. So I can see a good number of people who are commenting and trying to interact with me. So I just wanted to understand your intention behind registering. Why you are here? You are here just to listen this particular webinar without any goals, or you are here wanted to study and looking for the courses, or if you're a third person like you're already studying and wanted to expand your horizon. Well, in that case, the poll is in your screen. Click it and let me know what exactly the main reason you are here so that accordingly I can understand and go ahead. All right. So I can see more than 70% of people are actually wanted to enter into IT and looking for the courses, and some of them are already into, like 18% of the people are already into the IT and want to expand their horizon. That's interesting. And some of them are just here to listen. Understood. Understood. That's great. That's great. That's great. So I can see that people are very much now excited and interested just to know that, how they can transform their journey and how they can make it possible. So, guys, to be very honest, this particular industry has a very much capacity. It's just that what I am observing in my entire experience, that now the demand is so much, people are not skilled enough, and like I have seen a good bunch of IT companies are aggressively hiring, but they are getting a challenge that they're getting a challenge like they're not able to hire a skilled one. To get this thing, you need to update yourself, you need to upskill yourself, because if you will upskill yourself at the perfect time, you can grab the maximum packages. I will ask some interesting question to the guest speaker also, because we will be having a Q&A session as well. So we will have a lot more discussion. Don't worry about it. Okay. Where we will be looking at and observing that how it is possible, how the things are getting possible, how a non-tech people are getting 10 lakh packages, 15 lakh packages. Is it just a overhyped thing or over discussed thing, or it is somebody who is faking it? But we will discuss very clearly in this particular webinar itself. So keep your questions ready, because I will also take your questions and I'll ask on your behalf to our guest speaker to understand how is this possible. You can ask silliest questions, toughest questions, whatever you want, I will take it for you. All right. So I got a pretty much clarity that majority of the people are wanted to study and looking for the courses. That gives me pretty much clarity. So I will derive the webinar in that way itself. All right. Perfect. So what you will exactly learn today in this particular masterclass. So you will learn what exactly this Microsoft Power BI is and why so many data analysts swear by it. So whenever we discuss about this data analyst thing, right, we get to know about Tableau, Power BI, and a lot more thing, right? So we generally face this issue that which tool we should use and what exactly this Power BI is used for. So we'll get to know about all these things, and not only we will get to know about these things, we will learn this tool in just 30 minutes right in front of you, and I'll make it possible for you that yes, it is genuinely possible for everybody. All right. And you will also understand why every business needs this Power BI dashboard, right? This presentation tool, why it is one of the most important tool in the industry. You'll get to know that as well. And also you will learn how to create your first working dashboard in just 30 minutes right in front of you, and everything is for free. Because not only this, I have one surprise for you also, which I'll definitely share in just 2 minutes right now. All right. So whoever is watching me, stay tuned. Whatever expectation you have, you'll get it for sure in this particular webinar. And what you will get in this particular masterclass, you'll get a chance to ask question to our speaker, who is well-known person on the internet and highly experienced. So you will get to get an answer to your question directly from him. So you can keep your questions ready, invite your friends, whatever the doubts you have, you can definitely ask. Like some people generally say that I'm from a medical background, I'm from a commerce background, I have 5 years of gap, I have 10 years of gap, I am from sales, I am from BPO, I am from pharmaceutical background. So everybody has a different questions, and everybody wants to get that validation and approval from an expert that it is genuinely possible, or it is just a way to create a need and sell the courses, right? So you can ask all these questions. I will take those questions and ask directly, and you will get an understanding how it is possible. All right. Because nowadays, what I am observing, more than 45% of the people are coming from a non-IT background and making big. All right. Whatever the background you have, whatever, you just need to be graduate enough to do it. So keep your questions ready. We will discuss that also. I can see that Priya is saying that I have 5 years of gap. Sai is saying that I have 3 years of gap. So everything is there. All right. Everything is there. So you will discuss. Even if you want to discuss chat GPT also, you can discuss that also. Even if you are scared about that you may lose the job because of artificial, you can discuss that also. So we have made that structure in such a way where you can discuss everything. All right. And all the people who is watching me right now will also get a certificate of participation. And also, you all beautiful people will be getting a special offer for our data analytics courses as well. All right. So, too much things that we are giving it for free just because you are giving your time. So, time is equals to money. Time is very much important. So, we won't waste your time because we value your time. So, we're going to give you a lot more thing. All right. So, stay tuned. I would say that keep watching and prepare your questions because this webinar is going to be one of the most valuable for all of you, whoever is watching me right now from every single corner of this particular India. All right. Now, the surprise. So, surprise is that I am now starting a contest right in front of you. And in this particular contest, the link is into the chat section. Go fill it up fast because right just after 30 minutes, I am going to share my screen. All the people who have filled this form, I'll choose one random person and I'll enroll into a job guarantee batch right in front of you. And he will be getting enrolled into job guarantee batch. He will get a premium course of data analytics, that too for free. All right. So in just 6.5 months, you will get guaranteed job as a data analyst with the minimum package of 5 lakh and the maximum is 36 lakh per annum. All right, so I'm giving this opportunity. The link is into the chat section. I'll give you 10-20 seconds. So use this link, fill the form as soon as possible, and let me know that Amir, you are done. If you will just comment out Amir, you're done, then I'll just start this webinar with a guest speaker. All right. So I'll just give you time, guys. Go fill it up, invite your friend because once you will fill it, I will start the webinar with the guest speaker. And once our guest speaker will explain everything, he will show all the tools and we will have a Q&A session. Once Q&A session will be done, I'll share my screen. I'll choose one random person and he will win this particular premium course, which promises job guarantee, that too for free. All right. Are you guys ready? So I'll give you 10-20 seconds, guys. Go. Let me check how many people have registered and we will start this particular webinar. All right, so I can see a good number of people are already registering. Hurry up, guys. Perfect. So the numbers are increasing very fast. How many of you have already registered, guys? Come on, just tell me. Done, 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 done. Then I'll definitely start this particular webinar. All right, I can see continuously a good number of people are registering. So much of excitement. Yes, guys, it's just a matter of 30 minutes. Interact with the guest speaker, talk to them, ask questions, and get a chance to win this premium course, which promises job guarantee. So, all the people who are sitting with 3 years gap, 5 years gap, don't worry. It is possible if you are from sales, BPO, or anything. Even if you're a mechanical engineer, civil engineer, or from an arts background, we can make it possible definitely. So it's not a big deal, guys. Let's see how many people have registered, and then we can definitely lock it and start the webinar. So, guys, you registered. So, guys, the link is into the chat section. Go click it and register, enter your name and number, and let me know if that link works for you because some of the people are saying that they are facing a problem, they are not able to fill the form. So, are you guys facing any problem with clicking the link? I'll just check it right away. Now the numbers are increasing. So I'll send you the link again and again to all the people so that it will be easy for you. So I can see Arul Mozi is saying yes. Revant is saying yes. I'm a civil background. I can join. Yes, you can definitely join. Pravesh is saying yes. Great. Great. That's perfect. Some people are saying that they have a connection problem. I don't think so. It is from my side. All right. So I'll give a countdown of 20 seconds and then we will definitely start this particular webinar. All right. Perfect. Muhammad Miran is saying enough. Joshua is saying updated. All right. So I'm just starting the countdown. 10, nine, eight, seven, six, five, four, three, two, one. So the link, I'll keep posting the link to all of you. If you have missed it, you will get it again, so you can fill it up. Meanwhile, I'll definitely start the webinar. Okay, so you can keep on registering, because just after 30-40 minutes, I am going to announce the winner. So if you haven't registered, go register. All right, just a second. Let me check with my team if everything is okay. All right, so let's start this particular webinar. So please welcome Mr. Shashank, who is a senior data engineer at Expedia Group. So Shashank, if you are here, please turn on your video. We are excited for you.
Hey, hi everyone. Thanks, Amir. Thanks for again inviting me. I know we have done a couple of webinars earlier as well. So now coding invader platforms feels like a home every time, and it's definitely a wonderful opportunity to give back something to the community and help them to understand why data analysts are the important pillar in the big data industry. So thank you so much.
Understood. Thank you so much, Shashank, for joining over here. But as you can see, the good number of people are from South India and excited to know all this, because you can see the continuous views are same. It means that people are curious to know what exactly is going to happen and how we can make it possible. But guys, just wanted to add one more point to all of you. Mr. Shashank have an amazing YouTube channel also with more than lakhs of subscriber. And if you want, you can connect with him also through the YouTube also, because he makes really good content and podcast on the data science for all data roles. So yes, you will learn a lot. So Shashank, we just wanted to know first thing with you is that about your whole education background, so that we can relate with you. If you could tell us that how exactly you started, what sort of college you were in. Because see, what happens with me, Shashank, that I am from a tier 3 college. So whenever I see a guest speaker, we by default think that he must be an IITian or something like that. So if we want that, if you could share your story, that from where you started, so that it will be much relevant for all of us to believe that yes, we can also make something big like you.
Great. Sure. I'll talk about it. First, I think, is there any voice problem? I can see in the chat. Am I properly audible, guys? Not sure. Is it for
Yes,
me or?
yes, it is perfect. It's just perfect.
Okay, awesome. So yeah, talking about my background, like I also belong to a very small town in Uttar Pradesh, and my schooling was there in itself, Lucknow, and then I was also sort of like clueless student,
Mm-hmm.
right, which mostly happens with all of us, right, during our 10+2. Same happened with
Mm-hmm.
me, so I took admission in government university for the BSc stream. Didn't learn much there, as we know the educational environment in the government universities, and I was not even that much self-aware. So the starting 2 years were like, you can say, not too much productive, and I was not even self-aware. But in my third year of graduation, I did a like I did a hard work. I would say that was the point of time when I got serious about my future. I prepared well for the NIMSET exam, cracked it with all India rank 43, and got the admission in the reputed College of India, NIT. Right. So NIT Allahabad is something where I completed my right. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
this is the part where I actually completed my MCA program, and after completing my MCA, I got a placement in a service-based company. So, like most of the people who are watching this webinar, they might relate how things actually go in the service-based companies. Right, it has its own pros and cons, but yeah, that was a turning point for my career as well. I got introduced to the big data. I got to know about its important. So it's interesting that I joined the company as a software engineer, but I didn't like it, the software engineering part, much like typical front end development, back end development. So ultimately, I
Mm-hmm.
found my interest in big data, and from there it all started. And now here itself, 5 year long journey.
Understood, understood. Just to tell you, just to pump you a bit up, there's a guy named Shivam is saying that Shashank Bhaiya, big fan. I watched all of your podcast.
Thank you
So
so much.
whenever they see you, they get happy. And I have seen that people have a good belief in your words that, they continuously watch because whatever the content you put, generally people are regular visitor and they seek guidance from you. So it will be great for us that you can help our student also. So I have a bunch of questions also ready, which definitely I'll come up with the Q&A. All
Sure.
right. So thank you so much for this introduction. Now, as we are discussing about these tools called Power BI and everything, and
Mhm.
every data analyst needs, and like the way when I was going into the engineering, we were debating a lot about computer science, mechanical. Now, as an IT consultant, when I discuss with anybody, people generally compare, Power BI and Tableau and SQL. So we get confused at why this tools are so much over discussing. What exactly the role of these tools are? Like, I mean, if you could explain me in a very layman language why these tools are used for and why data analysts use it, would be better understanding for us that why this tool is very much important or a heart of a data professions.
Yeah, so if we talk about the data analyst part, or even if you talk about a human nature, right? For us, right, if something which is in the textual form and very
Mm-hmm.
clumsy to understand, we won't be able
Mm-hmm.
to identify anything out of it, right? So human nature
Mm-hmm.
is they learn quickly, they understand quickly when things are visualized, right? When things
Mm-hmm.
are pictorially visible, then right we can quickly identify the patterns. Best example is the
Mm-hmm.
cricket matches. When it happens, right, time to time you will see the scorecard graph. Let's say the team which batted first and the team chasing, so you'll see a graph, right, where they actually accelerated their run scoring, right, all those things. So human nature is
Mm-hmm.
all about that one, and this is the part where the whole industry relies. Okay, so when you talk about the businesses, the customers, so mostly they are actually the non-tech people, right? They are business
Mm-hmm.
people, right, who understand the business crack, but they are not into the technicality, right? So as a
Mm-hmm.
data analyst, our main responsibility is the data representation part. And when data
Mhm,
representation comes, and this is the heart of the entire data analysis itself, right? Whatever you are building, whatever meaningful insights you have brought from the data itself, you need to present it somewhere. And this is why you should have a really, really good understanding of these, right? Mandatory, required, whatever you want to call, these kind of
mhm.
dashboarding tools. So Power BI is definitely one of the powerful dashboarding tool in the market, and this is the place where we just do the manipulation on the data, right? Try to present the meaningful insights out of the data in the most effective manner with the help of amazing dashboards, charts. So this is the importance of it.
So it means that all the complex data and all the things that we get generally, the Power BI help us to present in the beautiful color code way or a pie chart or a graph, which makes a higher management like founders and our my manager only.
Yeah.
They will understand everything. Like let's suppose I'll give an example. When I was in sales, my manager usually, in sales, they say that talk to me in numbers. I
Mhm.
think that because everything is related to the data only. So I
Right,
guess
right.
the sales managers and the senior sales managers, when they are dealing with their vice presidents, I'm sure they must be showing the data that this much sales has came from the South India and North India, and this much is the employees working, and this is the top performing employees, and these are the incentives going on. So if we will represent in numbers, crores and lakh, it will be confusing. But if we will represent in the pie chart and graph, it will be much clear. Correct me if I'm
Yeah.
wrong.
So, yep, yep. So as you grow in the hierarchy, right, in the
Uh,
organizations, they
mhm.
do not have a time, right? They do not have a
Exactly.
hardly 2 minutes, 5 minutes to spend on something. Okay, this is how I can see the pattern. Boom. Right?
Mhm.
They want crisp information, really crisp information, and a very compact information. And this is the thing
Mhm.
where these dashboarding tools actually helps.
Understood. 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 Got it. Got it. So, can you just tell us more a bit about, like, what sort of the insight we can get from this tool exactly? Let's
Mhm.
suppose, like, I was just going with one news where it was showing that Swiggy has delivered 4.5 lakhs of biryanis in New Year. It was
Mhm.
just a
Yep.
funny news, but I was observing that it is a great insight which might be a data analyst might work on it and improve the next New Year celebration looking at that data. Some hotels are getting more advanced booking at the eve. So could you just tell us that what all best thing we can do with this particular Power BI tools, not only representing, but what sort of a decisions we can make with day to day life would be great for us. And also, I'm passing this mic to you so that you can just carry on with your explanations and all the dashboard thing, and then I can definitely join back.
Sure, sure. So talking about the like where these tools can be really helpful, right? So this is the way you can understand it. You need a system, right? When you talk about the data, so it is not like which is in pretty much structured format where you can just go through with all the rows and columns and try to figure it out, right? So when we talk about these applications, you use Swiggy, Uber, Zomato, whatever applications, you book something. So everything is a data. Whatever activities you are doing, that is a data. The orders you are placing, that is also a data. So it is going into their systems where it is, we call it like a like cold data, right? Or something which can be used for the analytics. And this is what analytics it is, right? Nowadays everything is dependent on the data driven decisions. Every single company, right? Let's say you have started your own platform, you are an e-commerce company and you want to expand your business in the India, right? Every state of it, right? You have expanded, let's say, right? But business is something which is also very complex. Time to time you need to see where you are making a good progress and where you are still lacking, right? Where you are making mistakes. And again, we take the simple example. So let's say as an e-commerce company, right, if you do not have the data from which state you are making, or which state where more and more orders are coming, and which states are there where still it is untouched, right? And you were not like getting customers from those states. So with the help of stats, you can identify all those patterns, and as a business you can quickly take that decision. Okay, if these are the 3 4 states where we can see not many orders are getting placed, we will try to run customized campaigns specifically in those states, right? Some kind of brand deals or anything. So this is the main impact actually. And Power BI helps us to bring data from different sources. We know about the databases, we know about the Excel, right? Most of the time you will see your entire data is in the row column form in your Excel sheets. And how to visualize it, powerful, right? The powerful visualization. So with the help of Power BI, we can bring it into the system and we can visualize the data. And most important part, the interactive dashboards, right? And interactive dashboards where you can apply your customized filters. Okay, every time you want to get the like very specific information, so you can definitely get it from the Power BI filters or whatever different type of charts we create, right? Because the main purpose of creating those charts is to identify the pattern in the data, okay? And also the amazing part about the Power BI, let's say you have created you are using a single data source, let's say a simple customers table. You are just operating on that table and you have created multiples uh, charts on top of it. Let's say some statistics you derived for the bar chart, then the pie chart, and some line graph. And if you make any change on these filters, right, everything will be updated automatically, right? You do not need to bother about that. You need to put some sort of rules or any kind of thing in every single chart which you have prepared on Power BI. So this is how it is going to be. And you will get more interested about it when I will actually show you the demo of it, right? That will be really interesting and fun part to see. So how you can do it in the Power BI in the 3 easy steps. First part, right? This is the typical in the big data. You would have heard this terminology like the ETL processing, extract, transform, and load. So since the Power BI is basically all about the dashboarding, so here what we are doing, first thing is we need to bring the data from somewhere. So that step is import your data. Again, it can come from databases, spreadsheets, web services. Second, right, connect the tables to compare different matrices. That is something which can be done. Third part, add data to your visuals, right? Whatever data we have brought into the system, we can simply visualize, we can put some visualization on top of it with the help of pie chart, bar chart, line graph, etc. Now, what dashboards, right? Business use. So this is the image which you can see, right? These are the you can say top-notch informations, right? If you look at the first image, right? And again, talking in terms of the business languages. So sales dashboards means what products, when and where we sell, right? These kind of matrices which can be really helpful. Financial dashboards, then what kind of matrices you would like to bring into your dashboards, like the budgets, revenue, earnings, profits. Marketing dashboards, what channels and campaigns brings more and more client, right? Product dashboards, how users interact with our application or services. So these are the things, if we talk about the dashboards with respect to the business itself. And you can see, right, how meaningful these informations are, right? If you try to imagine the backend complexity of the data, it is completely in the raw form, right? It is completely in the typical row and columnar form, the millions of rows. And right, it's not possible for a human mind to just go through with those textual data and try to identify the pattern, until and unless we apply some rule on top of it and we make it available pictorially to analyze it more. So this is how different case studies, different business domains actually use the Power BI for their typical analysis. And honestly, it helps them, right? Without these things, they cannot actually figure out the actual pain point of their businesses, how to run it properly, and where are those points where they need to work hard to improve it, right? So this is how Power BI is helping them. Cool. So now the most interesting part, the actual implementation. So in the next 30 minutes, I am going to showcase a demo where we will be using the Power BI and we will try to build these kind of dashboards, right? So let me share my screen and then let me know. So I hope my screen is visible. All right, so let me come back here. So first thing is how you can, first of all, install the Power BI in your system. Okay, so Power BI, definitely a framework. So how you can do it? Simply what you need to type Power BI desktop, right? So this will be like the desktop application you use, for an example, Zoom. So you install it in your system and then you can simply connect to the Power BI. Sorry, you can connect to the Zoom application. Similarly, like any other application on your desktop, whatever you install, any media player, right? Those are the desktop application. So similarly, Power BI, its desktop application version you can down. You can simply type Power BI desktop for Windows, right? Or whatever sort of machine you have, you can type it. And then here you can click this link, official link, Microsoft.com, because this is the product by Microsoft itself. So download Microsoft Power BI desktop from official Microsoft website. You can come here and the link will be open. Here you will see this option, right? You simply need to click on the download option, and then .exe file will be downloaded in your system. And once this is downloaded, the installation part is very easy. Just double click on the downloaded file and your Power BI desktop will be installed. So the question is how it will look like now, right? Once you downloaded the Power BI, so how you will access it, how you will create those dashboard, right? So if I want to show you, once the Power BI desktop is actually installed in your system, so it will look like this. As soon as you click on the Power BI icon on your desktop, on your machine, this application will look like this, right? The Power BI front end, or you can say the home page, will look like this. And rest of the activities we will be doing here, like creating the dashboards, cool charts, right? Different matrices we will try to derive here. So here, what kind of data we are going to analyze, right? So let me show you the sample data set which we are going to use here, and what kind of charts we will be building on top of it. Okay, so let's talk about that. So this is the data we have. We have a data for the unicorn companies. If I open it, so basically from the, or not just specific to a country or particular continent, right? You can see this is the sample data we have, right? So this is the data basically about the different type of unicorns, right? The unicorn companies who have the valuation, who touch the valuation of $1 billion. So across the globe, right? How many continents, and how many unicorns, what was the funding, the valuation, investors, the year, basically these unicorns were founded. Okay, so this kind of data is we are having, and especially their industry, which industry those particular unicorns belong to. So this is the first data we have, which is our, you can say, just a moment. So this is the data we will be having. So unicorn.com underscore companies, which is basically the .csv file, and we have one more file, one or more data set, which is basically the Excel sheet. So this Excel sheet, basically here it is in the form of workbook, and we have a like in Excel, right? A workbook, you will see multiple sheets, right? In multiple sheets, you can add your content. So this data is basically about the country, the GDP, and the population. Okay, so this is the data we have. So now let's simply bring this data into the system and try to create something around it. So let me pull this data first. Let me open the Power BI. So how to start with this one? First, we want to bring the unicorn data set, unicorn companies, and after that, what we want to do, we want to build the dashboards on top of it. So how to start with this? You can see this option, get data, right? So get data, we can click on this one, and here we will see multiple options, right? Let's say if you want to bring the data from the Excel workbook, and if you want to bring the data from the Power BI data sets, the data flows, data wars, SQL Server, which is the database built by Microsoft itself, and some text files or CSV files, or anything which we want to bring from the web services, OData feed, blank query, right? These kind of data sources and many other data sources are actually available. So let's bring the CSV data. We have a CSV data. So this option we can see here, right? Text slash CSV. I clicked on it, and this data which we have, unicorn companies, right? I clicked on it and just click on the open. So now this data will be imported in the Power BI, right? We can see the initial formatting of it. So simply we can click on the load button. So and once we click on the load part, right? So this data is now getting loaded into the Power BI, and we will be able to see what kind of columns are there. And once this load part is done, we will be able to create the charts on top of it. All right. So here on the right hand side, this is the part which is loading. So as you can see in the data section, now we have imported our data, which looks like this, unicorn companies, right? So if we expand it, we can see all those columns. City column is there, company column is there, continent, country, date joined, funding, industry, select investors, valuation, year founded. So these are the columns which are actually present in our data. Now here you will see the actual beauty of Power BI, like without even having the knowledge of the programming or right any kind of complex stuff which is needed to build these kind of dashboard. All those complexities are not required in the Power BI. It's very simple to use. It's just a framework. You need to use rest of the things you can simply put on the data itself, how you want to visualize it. But here all the functionalities are very simple to use. You can majorly play around these things where you can put different visualizations, and here you will see the data which you want to use for your manipulation. All right. So let's try to build the very first dashboard, and that dashboard is something which we will build that for every continent, right? How many unicorns, right? How many unicorn companies are actually there in each of the continent, like Asia, Africa, right? Australia. So this is something we will try to identify here. So what we want to build, we want to create a bar chart, right? So bar chart, how it looks like, let me pull it out here. So here you can see, right, this option visualization, and in this build visuals, you will see multiple options, like this is the bar chart, here it is the area chart, this is the line chart, this is the pie chart, this is the table, and many other cool options which we'll be using, right, for our analysis. So this is the stacked form. I will pull up something like this, right? So now this is the empty, right? At this moment, this dashboard, right, which is the bar chart, is actually empty. Now we will try to populate this one with the help of some data. So I hope, right, if you remember our basic mathematics, right? So this is the x-axis, right? This is the x-axis and this is the y-axis, right? Just try to memorize your basic mathematics which we had in our school days. This is the x-axis and this is the y-axis. So this will also represent some data points and this will also represent some data points. So how we can do that? What kind of matrices we want to build? On the x-axis, we want to represent what are the continent names, and on the y-axis we want to display the values, basically the count of companies, right? So from this data set, what you can do here, first select this dashboard, come here, this data set, here we want the continent, right? So you can see as you click on the continent, it gets added in the x-axis, and after this part you can bring this company column in this y-axis part, because company column is something which is holding the numerical values, like for a particular you can say for a particular continent, how many you can say for a particular continent, how many countries are there, first of all, right? And in each country there will be multiple cities, and in each city there can be multiple unicorn companies, right? So this is something which we want to bring here, first continent, and now we are bringing the company column. So company column, you can just click on it and drag it and pull it in this y-axis, right? You can see it is under the y-axis now, correct? And as soon as I dropped it, you can see count of company. It automatically applied the basic rule, because when we talk about the dashboardings, these are the very frequent operations. So Power BI itself provides these functionalities that if you are manipulating your data on some columns, right, you can, or the Power BI will itself provide these basic operations. So as soon as I just picked this company column and I was putting it into the y-axis, you can see this is the dashboard which got created, and by default the count rule got applied on top of it, right? Here you will see this downwards arrow. If you click on it, right, simply you click on it, you can see count is there, count distinct is there, and if you want to do furthermore like percentage calculation kind of thing, you can click on this show value as, and you can use this one as well, right? If you want to rename this field, remove, or anything, these kind of operations you can do. But here we can see we have a very decent chart which we have prepared for the you can say our continent and the unicorn companies. So if you click on it, you can see all those values, right? If I click on this bar itself, right, you can see this data. North America total count is 598. Okay, but now there is a time to just beautify it, right? We can add and we can enrich this particular dashboard in our own manner, right? If we want to change the if you want to change the text which is written here, the continent, and this text and this title of the chart which we have prepared, and if we want to do something with the background, we want to populate the values, actual label values, all those things, we can do it from this option. So here under the visualization section, we simply picked the particular chart which we want to build. Now we want to beautify it, right? So to beautify it, you will see this part, right? Format your visuals, right? So just next or right hand side to this option, click on the format your visual, right? Now you can see all these properties which you can actually configure from here, and those will be reflected for this particular chart. So first let's try to set, or let's try to do some settings on the general properties. So under the general option, you can click on the properties, right? So these things looks fine, the position and every part. If you want to set, you can do that. Now title part, right? Let's say title is something which we want to change. So here, as I click on the title, we can see, right, this option we have. So let me first come here, and what we are going to do, we will change the title name. Title will be like unicorns by continents, right? Unicorn by continents. So this is the custom title which we have given. So now as we did here, you can see changes quickly got reflected. Now this has been changed to unicorns by continents, right? If you want to change the color of this background, all those things can be done. If you want to change the position, right? Now the effects, if you want to add the effect, let's say the color part which is white, if I want to change it to something else, you can see the color of the dashboard has been changed to black. All right, now the visual border, we can put the borders on it. The shadow, if I enable it, you can see shadow part on the rounds or the corners of the dashboards. And the other properties which we will come and set individually for individual x-axis and y-axis. So if we come the visuals part, let's set something on the x-axis, right? So for the x-axis, all the values are in the gray color. We can make it white. Now you can see they are appearing as white, and I have made them bold as well. The title continent is fine, right? We will simply change the color of it. It was black and we will make it white. So this is also changed. Now you can see the title of it, and let me expand it a little bit more. Now here, if we want to do the things on the y-axis side, so this is something which we did for x-axis. The title we changed, values. Now time to work on the y-axis. So y-axis here, values part, right? What we want to do, we want to change the color to it white, and we want to make it bold. That's what we did here. And the title is also fine. We just want to change the color of the title, and here we will also make it white. So count of the company, and grid lines, if you want to just remove these grid lines, right, which we can see here, this one horizontal. So just come here and we can simply make it like this. The grid options, the width, right, all those things we can change here, or you can simply off it, right? So this is on. If I off it, you can see those have been disappeared completely, right? Now this is the part, and the data labels, right? So at this moment we are not able to, like, we need to click on it to see right? We need to hover on this particular bar just to identify for each continent how many unicorn companies are there. So what we can do, we can enable the data labels. So whatever values are there, now you can see, right, for each bar we can see exact count, right? So this is something which will be helpful for us, and we can change the value of we can change the coloring part of this one as well, right? We will make it bold. So you can see now this is how it actually looks like. And other you can say properties we can enable from here. Data labels, all these things we already did. Title, and generally we can see title, we can make it to this one. So you can see this is how, like, in just few clicks, hardly 2 to 4 minutes, we were able to create this amazing dashboard. We just simply pulled our data set in the Power BI, and then here you can see, right, we just played around all those properties of this chart, right? How to set all these x-axis properties, y-axis properties, values, the visual appearance of each and individual chart here, right? So that's what we did. Now the time to create one more chart, which is again the tabular kind of chart we will try to prepare. And here we will try to derive few more values, right? Let's say we will try to talk in terms of the industries, right? Which industry sector those unicorns belongs to. Let's say hardware, fintech, healthcare, media, entertainment. So for individual industry, right, for individual industry sectors, how many unicorn companies were there? What is the percentage of those unicorn companies? The valuation of their the valuation of those unicorn companies, and the fundings, the total amount of fundings for individual sector and company we have got, right? So this is something which we will try to analyze, right? And also if you want to look at, right, as soon as you click on a particular dashboard, right, you will see these options, right, in the downward side. If you want to filter out something specifically, we can do, but I will show this thing explicitly, right? If you want to explicitly apply the filters, let's say here many continents are there, so you would like to have a out of the box solution on your dashboard itself. So let's say if you pick Asia, so in your entire report, right, whatever report you are preparing, everywhere you should be able to see the data with respect to Asia continent only, nothing apart from that. So we'll talk about those filters as well. First, let's try to create one more chart, which is for the industries, right, different industry sectors. So for this one, in the build visual section, you can see this option, table option, right? So table option, right, you can click on it, and here, not this one. So, right, just click here first. Now, as you click on this table one, right, you can see a blank table dashboard will appear here, right? So now we would like to populate it, right? So how we can do that? Just click on this thing, and here you will see add columns, right? So in this table, what kind of columns we actually want to show? So first column we want to pick, that is the industry, right? You can see as I click on the industry column, we are able to see here, right? Now the next column which we want to populate, like for each industry, how many of the unicorn companies were there. So I can simply click on the company part, right? And now you can see company names are there, but here for each industry level, I want the company count itself. Okay. So for this one, what we can do, as you can see this downwards arrow for the company column here, just click on it and select this part, count, right? Now you can see this has been changed to the count of company. Okay. Now in total, right, across different industries, if you see total 1074 unicorn companies. Now if you want to check the percentage wise distribution, right, for each industry, how many percentage of unicorn companies among all these things. So how we can derive that part. So for this thing, we will again bring this country column, right? Because on this one, we want to apply the percentage distribution. So here we can see we have again brought it and just click on the count. So at this moment, this is the count itself. Now we want to apply the percentage distribution on top of it, right? How we can do that? If we click on this part, the drop down arrow, and here we will see this option, show value as. Now if you click on the show value as, here you can see two options. Percentage of grand total means this is the grand total of this column. Now each row, right, each row will get converted into the specific percentage, like 84 is what percentage of 1074, and so on for other rows as well. So here show value as percentage of grand total, right? Now you can see this has converted. So 84, this is the count of company for artificial intelligence industry. This is the 7.82% of total grand total, which is 1074, right? So these two columns which we have derived. Now let's talk about the sum of the funding and sum of the valuation. So we can see two columns. This is the valuation column and this is the funding column. So first let's bring the funding column in the system, right? Let me click on it. So we can see, let me stretch it here, sum of funding. Now at this moment, right, this actually looks, because those fundings will be in the millions and billions, right? So as you can see, this is something, a very, very large number. I will show you a cool trick as well in the Power BI actually, how you can convert these values, right? How you can convert these values in those standard representations like millions and billions, and how you will be able to see the proper values, right? So for this one again, right, this is the column which was sum of funding. If we click on the downwards arrow, here you will see this thing. We have the show values, right? And also if we look at this part, the sum of funding, first let me bring this part as well, the valuation, right? So valuation itself, I have brought it here. So both of these are the numerical values. Now this sum of funding, sum of valuation, we want to change to those standard units, right? So for this one, what we can do, just do a right click on a particular column on which you have done the calculation. Okay, so here if we simply find this part, standard this thing, just a moment, visuals and the values, we have, just a second, this option will be here, specific column, industry, the totals, values, we have a specific column. So if we pick this column here, right, just if we come back here and we click on this part, this downwards arrow, there will be a conversion part as well. Let me quickly find it out in the options. So if we come here on the visuals part, so like industry and this part, the sum of funding, so apply to values, display units, right? So this is the section, right, where we can actually convert these values, right, which we have into those standard units, right? So for this one, what we need to do, this is the section where we added these columns and we just prepared our table. Now the point is how we can just convert it. So again, we need to come inside this format your visuals section, just click on it, and here right? Visuals, this is something which is general. So generally, if we want to set the properties of it, let's say making the background black or any property, right? So those kind of properties which we can set from here. Title is something which we can give a title for it. Effects, right? This is at this moment white, we want to make it black, right? The entire table will be converted into black. The shadow, let's turn it on. The visual border, turn it on, right? So all those properties we can set from here. And let me make it more this way. Now coming to this visual part where individual column level settings we can actually do. So if we want to enable the grids or you want to change the color of it, so that is also something can be done. Here you can see this grid color, right? This grid color is getting changed for each of the row here. And this part border, if we want to make the or change the border colors, right? Those can be done from here itself, right? So that is part we can do. Now coming to the values part. So these are the values, right? If we want to make the column bold, right? So like this will actually bold the entire you can say values, but here we want to actually do it for a specific column itself, right? So specific columns, what you need to do, you need to come to this column headers part, right? And let's first bold it, right? And the color coding part is fine. Now this section, the values, we have the column headers or the specific column section, right? So specific column section here, the sum of the fundings, right? Now you will see this option here, right? Display units. So if I click on this display unit, you will see thousands, millions, billions, trillions. So let's click on the billions and you will see this has got changed into this proper billion type of funding keywords, right? So this part is done. Now same thing we need to apply for other column, sum of valuation. That is also something we want to change into the billions, right? So clicked on it, you can see, right? This has also got changed into the billions part, right? Let me centralize it. All right. So this is how you can see we have created, and by default all those ascending descending kind of ascending descending kind of filters will be enabled here. You click on it, right? At this moment if I click on it, you can see it is arranged in the ascending order. Now if I click on it, it is arranged in the descending order. So all those things will be by default here itself, right? Now let's adjust it here, and we will try to create the filters as well, right? So few filters we will try to apply. This is the first thing. Let me stretch it a little bit more, right? We can scroll down here. So those kind of things can be done very easily. Now let me pull it here. All right, so now time to apply the slices and filter. That will be the most coolest thing. You will see here like how these, like how even in a single click your entire dashboard will get updated if you want to apply some specific filters, right? So that will be done. And let me also change its color representation. Its background is white. Cool. So this is the part here. Now here what I want to do, see if you want to have a look at it, you can see we can only arrange it in the ascending descending order of something. But what if I am only interested to see the data across my report just specific to the edtech sector, right? How we can do it. So if you click on it, this is also one of the most like beautiful thing in the Power BI. as you can see, when I click on the edit part, right, even on the left hand side, you can see my dashboard got adjusted automatically. Here, first of all, this is something which is in the spotlight, this row edited. Okay, but in the left hand side, even continent wise, this got changed and these numbers got adjusted. And this is giving us the really good idea. In North America, we had 8 unicorns which belongs to EdTech. In Asia, we had 19 unicorns which belong to EdTech, and so on, right? Similarly, if I click on the FinTech, right, you can see this got adjusted. So this is also one of the really beautiful thing in the Power BI. Now talking about those filters, how to apply those kind of custom filters which will be applicable globally here. So for this one, how we can do it, we have an option of slicer. So slicer, its name itself suggests that it will slice our data on some aspect, on some basis, right? So let's click on it, right? Just a moment. Right, so click outside here and slicer. I clicked on it, and here in the slicer we will get the option that on which particular column we want to apply the slice, or we want to like use it for the filtration part. So as I selected this slicer, you can see we have multiple columns, right, on which we can use it basically for the filtration part. So first filter, we will try to have it for the continent, right? So this is something which we have it for continent here, right? Now, if we click on the drop down part, right, and this is the continent, and now from here you will be able to see different values for it, means the each continent of it. New group, and if I come here, the visuals part, this thing, this is the continent, and if I come here in this visuals part or the slicer setting, so vertical list, right, if we want our filter to be in the vertical list, or we simply want it to have like a drop down kind of thing. So I have selected the drop down kind of slicer. Right now, if I just adjust it, right, and let's do some general property settings. Title is on, and let's add something, make it a little bit bold, right? And background color is something we will make it a little bit different, right? So this is the part, the effects, the background, let's make it this color, right? So its background will get changed. Let me make it more sensible, right? So this slicer has been generated now. Now if I bring it here, right, and I place it at this place, right? Now you can say this is our slicer, or you can say filter basically. And let's see a few more settings, like slicer head. Let's make it bold, right? So these things are pretty much sorted, and if we can see bottom, everything is done. Top, bottom, left, right. Right, the borders will get created. So this is how you can see now continent. So if I'm only interested in the Africa one, right? So as I used this slicer, now you can see how this slicer is actually working. This is globally applicable on this entire report, Power BI report, which we have created. So as I just click on it and I picked this Africa part, here you can see this also got adjusted with respect to Africa, and even in this sheet itself, right, we can see this is only for Africa only, right? Now, if I change it to something else, let's say Asia, right? Now everything is Asia here, right? So you can see this is how we can create the multiple slices, and we can even quickly create the multiple copies of it. And I will even show you, right, how this can be right done for other type of you can say other type of columns. Okay, so this is for the continent. Let me just deselect it, and quickly we will try to put another slicer as well. I'll just do the copy here and control V. So you can see the slicer is copied, and I can quickly update the value. Let's say continent, I want to have a filter for the country level itself. So I'll come here, I will remove this column, and I will add simple company here. So here you can see this is now for the company itself. So if I click on the all, you can see different company names are also here. And let's say Airbyte, right? I clicked on it, so everything got adjusted according to the Airbyte, right? So this is how we were able to add the slicer or the filter, global filter for the particular company level. Now, if we want to do it for the industry level, we want to do the filtrations for the industry level, just simply select it, do the copy part and click on the control V. So same slicer formatting can be picked, and here I will select this slicer, will come here, will remove this column and will bring the industry column into this field section. So now this slicer will be applicable for this part itself, right? Which is you can say which is for the industry level, right? So this is what we can see here, right? So industry level, if I pick here, now you can see edtech only. So if I select it, every data, every single thing we are able to see with respect to the edtech industry only, right? So this is how we can apply this slicer. Now one more, let's say date range. So here we can see date joined is in column, and one more column which is the year founded, right? So if we want to put some kind of filter, the range, or if you have done the window shoppings, you might have seen that date range. If right, like some pricing limit you want to set, that is something which we can do as well. So for this one, we will add one more slicer. Let's click on this one. So it is there, and what column we want? Year founded, right? So as soon as I clicked on it, and so here you can see basically this can be filter out for the year founded, or date joined. Basically this would be not the appropriate column to derive or to use here. Date joined means on which date a particular company became the unicorn, right? So I think that would be a relevant column to add here. So let's drag it and put it here. You can see this is the adjusted you can say slicer we can see. Okay, so here the best part is these are the ranges. Now if you change this range, right, your data will get adjusted, right? You can see these values are getting changed. If I am moving it to this part, these values are automatically getting changed because it is showing, this dot is showing the starting date range and the end date range. Okay, so we will put it here itself. So you can see, right, how we are able to put these kind of amazing slices, right, which are pretty much helpful for these kind of amazing visualizations, right? So this will be helpful. Now let me just complete this part quickly, and we'll talk about other charts as well. So this is the complete part we have done for the date kind of representation, the bar chart kind of representation, the slicers, how to use this kind of particular format your visuals part. Now let's quickly see one more amazing metrics, which is pie chart kind of thing. Let's say we want to build a pie chart where we want to derive the matrices for the unicorns per continent wise, right? So let's click on this pie chart. Here you will not this one. Okay, so if I talk about this part, right, let me first select the full range here. So we are seeing the entire data. Now just click outside and pick this part. This is our pie chart, right? So here this is part is done, and for these sections, right, on which column we want to divide these sections, we want to have it for the continent, right? So let's bring the continent in this legend section, because pie chart does not have any kind of you can say x-axis or y-axis. So here these slices, right, these circle slices is something which will represent individual continent. So at this moment it is blank because no data is there. So in the value section, what we bring, we will simply bring the company. So now you can see this has been derived for us. Okay. So for each continent wise, what kind of you can say what kind of uh, or what number of companies we had, or we can simply change this one as well. Let's say we are pretty much interested to see this graph or see this particular pie chart per industry level. So I can simply close this part, and instead of that one, I can bring the industry in this legend section. So now you can see this has been derived for the or per industry basis, right? You can see the percentage distribution, the total count itself, and this will give us the overall idea, right? So this is something we can also we can apply those properties. We can do these kind of custom transformations. So these are the things which we will try to do. Not this one. Effects. The color is something which we will put the black. So this is something you can see, and the text color we will make it white, and this part for the background. Now coming back to the values section, the detailed labels is something we will click here, values, we will make it white. All right. So this is something you can see how quickly we created this kind of visualization as well, which is for the count of company by industry. Let's try to create one, and the last one, last chart we will create, that is year-wise distribution for the unicorn companies, right? If we want to see something on the lines, right? So how we can do that, right? The year unicorn, the started. So for that, what we can line chart here, you can see line chart, and if I click on it, right? So this is a complete blank line chart got created here. Now, this line chart will also have the x-axis and the y-axis. So on the x-axis, we want to display the year names. So year founded, right? This is something which we can bring in the x-axis, right? So it is on the y-axis. We want to actually bring the count of the companies. So here, let's pick this company column and bring it in the y section, right? So now you can see this is the distribution or this is the year-wise distribution for the company unicorn data which we have, right? So for year, let's say peak one, right? 2015 was the time when 155 companies were actually founded, which are now the part of the unicorn companies, right? So now try to beautify this one as well. Let's say if we want to change the properties. So again, come to this visuals part. First, in the general section, the properties, right? Title part, let's make it bold, right? And let's the text color, all these things are fine. Effects, if we want to change something for the background, let's make it black again, and for the title we will change its color to white. All right, so this part is done. Visual borders, we will turn it off, and shadow, let's do this one, right? So these are the basic properties in the general section. Now coming to the x-axis and y-axis. So on the x-axis, right, we have the values. Let's change their colors, right, and let's make them bold as well. Okay, display units, we want to do, if we want, right, we can change it if those are numeric values. Title is something we want to do something, right? We can change it as well. The title, which is year founded at this moment, so we will keep it as it is. Now come to this y axis, which is this data part itself. So here as well, values, we will make it white. Display units we can also change from here, right? And the title part, let's make it white as well, right? Let's do it bold a little bit, the count of countries. Okay, now the grid lines, right? This is basically, these are the grid lines if we want to have it or not. This is properly our choice. Let's keep it because it gives more practical way. So this is the vertical grid lines. These are the horizontal grid lines. We can play around it. Now zoom slider, that is something we can do that if you want to focus on a specific part. So this is how you can just zoom it, right? So it will give you pretty much really good idea about the specific section, right? You can see zoom in, zoom out sort of slides can be added here. Now the lines part, this is the actually line, and if we want to change something around it, we can also do it. If we want to reduce it width, and we want to basically change the color as well, let's make it something lighter, let's say, right? So this is how it looks like. Now the marker part. So here in this dashboard, right, these are the actual data values which we were able to see for each of the bar. But now same, so this looks like a very flat line. So if we want to highlight the specific marker, like this is the marker for 2008, this is for the 2010, this is for 2009. So we can do that, and let's click. So as by default, you will see this property is off, right? The markers property, we can click on it and this will be on. Now you can see these are the markers, right? These are the dots which will represent every single year, right? So we can simply focus on it, and we can have the we can simply or directly hover there to identify which value is there. Now the data labels part, these values which I was talking about, you can come here, click on the data labels. So now these 155, 95, 85, those are the exact values which are appearing here, and we can see that one as well. And let's just change the values of it. The background, let's keep it something on the colors part. This is what we will like to have it, the white, and we'll make it bold. All right, and display units as well can be changed from here, else automatically it will identify, right? Series labels, if you want to have, right, some kind of series label you want to put, you can have it here. Or plot area, background area, if you want to have something, you can do that. So this is how you can see in just hardly 30-35 minutes, we are able to visualize that data which we have. We created this school dashboard where we populated data for the unicorn companies across the continent wise. This is industry level. We applied the filter. So, right. So even you can see if I drag it from here to here, how every single chart got impacted. This one, this one, this one, this one, right? So you can understand the power of the Power BI itself. Now this name suggests how cool is that, and in just few clicks you are able to put this kind of meaningful information in front of your client, your leadership in your business, just to help them to take solid business decisions. So once this part is done, right, you can simply come here and you can save this report, right? And this will be saved. Let's name it like unicorn dashboard, right? So this one have a specific extension as well. When we talk about these reports, Power BI, so they have a specific extension like .pbix. So just click on the save. Now this report is saved here. So let's say you have created this report, and moving forward you want to send this report to someone else who is also using the Power BI. So the file which you saved, you can simply send that file to that person, and he will import that particular PBIX file in the Power BI. You can see this option itself from here. If I click on the files section, right, you can click on this import part. So import contents from the existing file. So this is how you can actually bring it into the system. So cool. That's what I had for the demonstration part. I know it went a little bit long, but I wanted to deep dive into all basic aspect of it so that within just few minutes you are also able to learn the Power BI dashboards and how to actually build it from the scratch.
Wonderful, wonderful. That's really great, Shashank, that you made it in a much simpler way. And I can see the good number of people who are engaging continuously with you, and they're even asking me that send me that, the link so that they can, keep on watching it. Because probably we have got this lesson from one of the most famous YouTuber and a man himself who is well-known person in the data industry. So for sure, everybody will love that. So I'm highly thankful that you made it so easy for us, Shashank, and I'm sure that hundred of the people must be excited to learn these tools. So guys, I know that not everything is very simple, not everything is so difficult also, but to become a successful data analyst, you need to go with several tools like this: Python, SQL, Power BI, statistics. So, Shashank, now we have only Q&A session is left, but I have some little announcement to all the people who have joined lately. So let me just announce. Yes, to all the people who are inquiring and asking about the courses, yes, you can do it from the Coding Invaders, and everything is from very scratch. 59% of the students are from a non-IT background, and all the curriculums are made industrial oriented so that you should become job ready. All right, so everything's there. One mentorship is there, and all the study materials and modules and everything the way Shashank helped with all the practical example is 80% practical based. You can learn it from scratch and get a guaranteed job with us. So everything is there. If you want more queries, you can click the link in the chat section. But yes, to all the people who have joined lately and continuously watching and understanding, you can get the chance to win this premium data analyst course and join a job guarantee batch, that too for free. So I'm just going to announce the winner just after Q&A session. The link is into the chat section. If you haven't filled it, go participate it, because just after 10 minutes, I'm going to announce the winner and you will be enrolled for a job guarantee batch, that too for free. So fill it if you haven't filled it yet, and let's continue. All right. So Shashank, just wanted to understand one thing, that as I have mentioned some salaries over here. So just want to take 1 or 2 minutes of your time to understand, because I have written very worst case situation over here about the salary. So you can correct me in my slides that people generally have a question that if they learn these tools but they are from a non-IT background, what is the minimum package they can start with, and what is the normal nowadays people are getting it?
Yeah, so the stats which you have actually mentioned here, I do agree with all those points, right? Because the boom which we are seeing in the data market, right? Now everybody, let's say recently, everybody started talking about the chat GPT, right? So those kind of AI tools. So right, the world is all about data nowadays, right? And that is why its future is very bright. So everyone who is actually starting in the data industry and new the beginner in it, companies are willing to pay that much, the
Mm-hmm.
compensation part, right, whatever is mentioned here. But for that one you have to be equipped with all those required and mandatory skill sets, right? Those
Mm-hmm.
are
Mm-hmm.
like a bread and butter or the mandatory skill set for the data analyst, the SQL, Power BI, Python, exploratory data analysis, Excel, all these things, right? You have to be really good at it. And then you can definitely, these numbers are achievable. Companies are paying it. I have worked with tons of analysts, data scientists, right? In my career, I have seen how much they are getting paid. So junior analyst, 6, 7 average LPA is the starting point for sure. And when you become the experience, little bit experience, so this diversion you can see from junior data analyst, you can even take a diversion to data science role or even the senior levels for the data analyst. So for 3 to 5 years experience, here you can see this 8 and 9 lakhs per annum. This is something right, can even go up to 10 to 12 lakhs I have seen. And similarly for the above one, where data science scientist part, right, which is the approximately 10 lpa, so that can also go up to 10 to 15 lpa, right, this part. Now, I mean, when you move for the senior data science role, so I think there is something 20 plus is written. So on an average, I have seen people getting 20 to 40 LPA itself, not just 20 plus, 20 to 40 LPA kind of package when you talk about the good product based companies, right?
Mhm.
And same goes for the senior data analyst role itself. So their package I have also seen lying between for the senior analyst role between 15 to 30, 35. So these are some really good numbers. Companies are paying well. Companies are hunting for talented analysts or the data scientists, and like market is open for you. You just need to get equipped with all these mandatory skill set, and boom, everything is there for you.
Perfect, perfect. Thank you so much. So, guys, what are you waiting for? Is just you who's stopping yourself? If you will definitely upskill yourself, you can win this particular game. So now I'll just move to the Q&A session directly. I'll skip some of the part because I know you guys have understood very well with the Shashank itself. Well, if you are looking for all the opportunities in terms of interview scheduling and finding and everything is there in the coding invaders. So you can get the free counseling call by filling the form which is there in the chat section, because we have multiple hiring partners. We will definitely help you with that. The only thing you need to focus is to study and utilize all the resources that we have and get into job. Simple. And yes, to all the people who haven't filled the form for the participation, still the link is in there in the chat section. Go fill it up, because just after Q&A session, I'll take 5-6 minutes more and then I'll announce the winner. So let's start this Q&A session. I have a bunch of questions already ready. So yes, I'll just take some of the questions. Hold on, sure. So the questions we have is all right. So the question we have is I am difference between the data analysis and data science from Parashuraman Shashank.
Okay, it's a difference between the data science and
Data analytics.
analytics. Okay. So see, data scientist, I would not elaborate it too much, or I won't make it very complex for you to understand. So think it
Mm-hmm.
in a very simplest term, right? When you talk about the big data, there are lots of complex problems to solve, right? So data scientists are those folks who actually deal with those complex data mysteries, right? They are someone who will not care about who will not care about how data is coming into the system 24 into 7, because that is the responsibility of the data engineers. Data
Mm-hmm.
scientists actually need that kind of transformed data where
Mm-hmm.
they can solve the complex data problems, right? They can use the mathematical understandings, they can use the power of statistics, right, in order to build those kind of models which will be around the mathematics, right? So it is all about the training data, the test data, so that whatever logic they are trying to impose, so their data itself can learn from itself, right? And this is all about the predictive modeling, and lots of things will come into picture, like deep learning, machine learning, neural network, right, computer vision, and many more things. Talking about the data analysts, they are the strongest pillar, and their focus is much more towards the data representation plus the business values, right? So that's why they are very strong pillar, because doesn't matter how much amazing engineering you are doing in your company, right? If you are not able to sell your product, right? If your product is not in the market, then you are completely gone from the industry. You are not able to compete with your competitors, right? How you will
Mm-hmm.
be able to compete it if you are analyzing yourself and you are analyzing them as well? Then you will be able to compete with them, right? So this is the simplest answer. This is the difference. So data scientist more, you can say, data pro and mathematical pro. They have to be good at it, but this is not applicable for the analyst. They have to be good on the data domain understanding, business understanding, the data representation understanding.
Mm-hmm. Understood. One more question is there that I'm from a pharmaceutical background. Can I still become a successful data analyst in my own domain?
Can you repeat the question?
He's from the pharmaceutical background. He's
Okay.
thinking that can I learn this skill set and use this skill set in my
Definitely,
own domain?
definitely. Because even in the healthcare, so data is all about different data domains, right? Healthcare
Mm-hmm.
sector, like they use it aggressively.
Mm-hmm.
telecom sector, media entertainment, e-commerce, everyone is using. So
Mm-hmm.
even there are lots of companies, right? There are lots of companies who work on the healthcare data and the pharmaceutical data. Even I
Mm-hmm.
remember my first company, first project
Mm-hmm.
I did for the aviation sector, second project I did for pharmaceutical company. So there we
Mm-hmm.
were trying to build, or we are trying to solve the big data problems, right? So same
Mm-hmm.
for you. I think you have a really good scope, because this is something which is like the healthcare sector. People will have the diseases, and they
Exactly.
need the medication for it, right? They need the recommendations. So all these things will be there, right? So pharmaceutical best industry to grow in the data analyst part.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much. Last but not least, there's a question from Pooja saying that she's from non-IT background and wanted to switch into an IT as a data analyst, but looking at the layoffs which is happening, I am still not sure about IT now. Any comments?
Yeah, so I can understand it, and everybody knows the situation. But the point is, right, the layoffs part, right? This actually comes, the recession layoffs actually comes every decade, right? Not sure how many people remember the situations in the 2008 or somewhere around that time. So every time, right? After 10, 12 years, these things will actually come. See, but the important point is industry cannot run without the engineers. Industry cannot run without the analysts or the data scientists, especially those companies which are much more data driven, right? So if you
Mm-hmm.
talk about those companies, job opportunities are there. Even I take the example of my company, we have a like ample amount of opportunities. We are hiring.
Mm-hmm.
So see, these situations will come and go for sure, but you should not put any question in front of you that I should go for this profile or not, because right, this is the actual time where you need to upskill, right? Because you can see the situation in the market. So if you are not equipped with those skill sets which are trending in the market, then it will become difficult for you to even survive in the market. But if you are equipped, you have upskilled yourself, then opportunities are there. It is just like the opportunities are waiting for you. Eventually you need to
Mm-hmm.
work on your skills. So just get equipped with these skill set, and easily, right, opportunities are there. And I would not say that you should not look for the opportunities, or just stick in the company where you are working right now. And that non-tech or non-IT to IT company switch is also a myth. It is all about the mindset. If you are passionate about something, you will definitely do it. Ultimately, who does
Mm-hmm.
it? Humans does it, right?
Exactly, exactly. Thank you so much. And the last question is, in on the scale of 1 to 100, how much percent would you like to give to the coding part in data analysis? Like, how much
So
percent is it
data,
wrong?
yeah, data analyst part, I would like to give hardly 10 to 15%, not more than that. Because as
Okay.
I said, data analyst profile is much more about the data representation, data analysis, right? The business understanding, data domain understanding. So
Mm,
the coding part, do not get worry about it. That's why I recommend each and every once who says that I want to get into the data industry. What is the first baby step? I always tell them just start with the data analyst role, right? Quickly you will move on to the ladder of other big data job profiles if you want to, because data analyst profile is not like more about the complex coding stuff. So just hardly 10 to 15%.
understood. Understood. Thank you. Thank you so much, Shashank, for all this detailed answer. And we are feeling completely satisfied with all your guidance. I know that you are running out of your time, but still, if you before leaving, if you have some beautiful message to all the people who are still waiting and looking for a validation from somebody, can push and they can make their career much better at the next level. So, any message for these beautiful people?
Yeah. So see, for the data related profile, I don't think I need to put any validation, because I am into this field 5 years. I have been enjoying it, because if something which I would have seen that not work out in future, or
Mm-hmm.
even I had some doubt about the data profile, its growth, its future,
Mm-hmm.
then I might have switched into something else. But I love it. I want to continue it in, because I know like what kind of impact these kind of profiles, right, these profiles are creating in industry, and how companies are dependent on us. So that's the simple message. Just be motivated, right? Whatever you are doing, right? Try to find a proper roadmap, and these kind of platforms, Coding Invaders, definitely helping the aspiring analysts, right, to handhold them and to just get the right direction for them. And most important part, the placement part, which is the major concern for all the aspiring data professionals. So this is something which will definitely work out for you, but main part is that platform is something which cannot spoon feed you 100%. You have to be
Mhm.
self motivated for everything. You have to
Exactly.
be passionate about it, and consistency, right? All those things you need to maintain. So always treat yourself like a student wherever you go. Even you work in a company, if you treat yourself like a student, everywhere you will simply learn. But if you feel yourself that you know everything, that means
Mm.
this is the time for the downfall. You know nothing. So that's how you should seek the motivation. Just get surrounded with the positive people, get the positive vibes, and you will achieve everything what you want.
Thank you. Thank you so much. To all the people who is just still wanted to connect with Shashank, there's the LinkedIn link. And also, please don't forget to subscribe Shashank's channel. I'm attaching the link in the chat section to get more valuable content every single day. Thank you so much, Shashank, for being here. And I wish to see you again and again on this particular webinar.
Sure. Thank you, Amit. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for joining. Bye bye.
Bye. All right, guys. So it's time is here to announce the winner. I hope you have enjoyed this particular session. I hope you got a lot of value and the lessons from this particular session. Now it's time to announce the winner. I know that you guys are thinking that there's no free courses, XYZ things are going on in this particular chat section, but yes, see, in the beginning there were total around 400 people were there. Now it is only 130 people are there. So these people are more pure and honest and serious people. So out of you all, you will be winning this particular course. So yes, thanks to you that you are giving time to yourself, it is increasing chances of your win. So now I will be sharing my screen and announcing the winner. To all the people who have joined late and wanted to know what the hell is happening, then I just started this particular contest 40 minutes back, and I promise that if you will fill the link which is there in the chat section, then I'll share my screen and I'll choose one random person and I'll enroll into a Coding Invaders job guarantee batch for data analytics, which promises job guarantee. Right? So you can be a part of it because just after 1 or 2 minutes, I'm going to announce the winner. Meanwhile, let me see how many people have registered, how many of them are left. And if you haven't registered, go register because the link is in the chat section. All right. All right. So let me see how many people have joined. Let me see what all slides are left so that I can cover it up and I can explain, and I can show who is the winner is. All right. So let me see. I guess more than 200 plus people have already registered. Wow. Good number of people. All right. So hurry up, guys. I can see the numbers are increasing. Come on, come on. Because I'll just share you one story, guys. In the last webinar, I was running this particular contest, and there was one guy who was just watching me and not registering. But I pushed him that go register, maybe you can be the winner. And he registered at the end, and luckily he was the lucky winner. So if you have spent your time over here, learn something, and you are the person, if you stayed till the end of this particular webinar, it means that you deserve this win. So go register because now I have to announce the winner. So the numbers are increasing. I'm very much excited, and I wish that the deserving person should win for sure. So yes, guys, if you want to know about the Coding Invaders more, then we are a whole bunch of a team which are expert in delivering one-on-one personal mentorship, exclusive career packages, fast track job search, 100% job guarantee, and convenient studying for all the working professionals and the busy students as well. All right, so here's a screenshot where the students are enjoying with the industrial expert, and one-on-one screenshots where you can see that if somebody is missing the class, they can have a one-on-one video call with them and get the things sorted. I mean, like, what else you need, man? If you miss the class, you still have the mentors on the call. You can discuss with them whatever you want, right? So here's the pictures of the mentors, some of the cool mentors who are actually working day-to-day basis with the students and helping them to achieve the goals. And if you will see that we have a top mentors available. Top mentors means directors, VP, assistant vice president of data analytics. 7 days chat access is available, unlimited one-on-one video calls. Wow. I mean, like, if I'll miss some class, I'll make a video call and I'll discuss what happened exactly today and teach me, get this thing sorted. All right, moving on. Two live sessions. To all the people who are more interested into the live sessions are there, group webinars are there. Even if you will miss the live classes, you'll get the recorded ones. So things are available. Group projects, modules on LMS. What is LMS? Learning management system, web-based portal. Wherever you can go, log in and study. Normal laptop is required, and you can learn it in just 6.5 months and get the guaranteed job. Interactive webinars, Q&A sessions, group projects, career webinars, masterclass. Everything is there, guys. Every single thing is there, guys. You who have to study, right? Make the most from us and achieve your goals. So these are the tools that you have to learn and get this thing sorted. All right. So now it's time to announce the winner. So again, I'm telling you, if you have missed registering it, I have announced 40 minutes back that I'll choose one random person and I'll enroll right in front of you in a job guarantee batch of a data analytics. Now, time's up. I have to announce the winner now. It is a time to all the people who have registered. If you haven't registered, I'll still give you 10-20 seconds of time. The link is into the chat section. Go, hit it up. I have to share my screen and I will now announce the winner. All right. Are you guys ready? Just comment down if you're excited because you have learned a lot of things in this particular webinar. You stayed to learn, so you deserve to win. All right. So, guys, if you are excited, just comment down that yes, you're excited. Amir, I am excited. I will be much happy. So, I'll give you a few more seconds to all the people, all the lazy people who are not entering their details, to go and register because you might be the winner. All right. Okay. Sai is saying excited. Balaji, yes, sir. Hari Prasad, yes, sir. You're excited. I really need this. Okay. Mm, Muhammad Fazal, yoo-hoo. So people are hooting in the chat section. That's nice. Gokul E, definitely not me. Why so negative, bro? Be positive. You can be the one. Muhammad Miran, yes. All right. So let me check how many people are. I can see a good number of people are registering at the end. I mean, like, people generally do a lot. I'm sure that you guys are engineer. That's why you're doing this at the end, right? The numbers are increasing. We have crossed 250, I guess. Refreshing the sheet once again. It's time to announce the winner. By the way, do we have any Indian cricket match today? Any idea? Do we have any match today? I think I missed some matches. I think maybe it is the match is tomorrow. All right. Kumara Gurbaran saying wants to meet you. Definitely, man. Connect me on Instagram. We can meet and have a free tea. Tomorrow is the match. Okay. Sai saying tomorrow is the match. Okay. Prasad is saying, oh, if I like this session, can you show the previous curriculum page? I can definitely show. Don't worry. The links in there. You can connect with me. Prasad, why you are worried, man? I just have to announce the winner. I'm just saying that people are registering at the end, so I'll just give them a time. Okay, time's up. Let me share my screen. I'm going to share my screen 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Okay. Mm, so I hope you can see my screen. So this is the, I guess, total 250 people have registered. The last person is Satish Kumar. Let me refresh once again. All the people, I guess, more than 250 people have registered. I'll just log. I use this website to choose the random person, guys. So I'll enter 250. I have to choose one person. So when I'll click it, it will choose one random person who will be the winner. So let's see. I'll just see if I guess nobody have registered in the end. I don't want that anybody should get missed. I'll refresh my sheet again. Oh my god. Okay. Perfect. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Number 201 is the winner of this particular contest, and that particular person is going to get enrolled for a job guarantee batch in a data analytics of a coding invaders, that too for free. So let's see who's that winner. I'm very happy. I hope the deserving one win. So let's see who is that 201. All right. Let's see the numbers. 200 and who is that winner? 201, right? Okay, so 201. Sharmila, Sharmila Kasi Sharmila Kasi 10 at gmail.com. You are the winner of this particular contest, and you won this premium course of data analytics, that too for free. And you will be getting a call from the counselor within an hour, and you will be enrolled for a job guarantee batch. So, Sharmila, if you are here, so shout out loud, because we are very happy from a Coding Invaders, and we are very much happy to onboard you in a Coding Invaders job guarantee batch. All right, so you are a winner of this particular contest. So you will be getting a call soon to understand what sort of background you have, your qualification, and everything, and we will enroll you in a job guarantee batch. But guys, to all the people who haven't won yet, I still have something for you. Yes, you can also be a part of a job guarantee batch. So let me upload my slides and show you what else I have for you. So yes, if you guys are here, so still the job guarantee batch price is 11,490. But still, if you want to be the part of it, you are already watching me on this webinar. You can avail 38% of discount and get 7,090 rupees per month, and you can be a part of a job guarantee patch. All right, the link is into the chat section for a free counseling call. Go get a call, eat their head, ask too many questions, and get this thing sorted. Also, we have an EMI program as well, which will reduce the cost per month. So you don't have to pay any interest for that. No opening fees is there. We will pay interest for you. It's just that you have to handle the tuition fees. And the amazing part is, to all the people who want to refer, let's suppose you are having a problem you cannot afford, but you have a good number of friends. What you can do? So you can share to your friends and start getting 5,000 rupees discount. So I will tell you one story. 2 months back, there was a candidate. He was not having that whole money to afford the course. So what exactly he did? He not referred only one. He referred 10 people. So all 10 people got 5,000 discount each. He himself alone got 50,000 discount in the course. And he referred more and made the course price zero. All right. So it is definitely possible. Your network is your net worth. And the more you will share, the more you wise you will become. So don't worry. The options are there. There is a referral link. Save it, share it with your friends, and become successful all together. That's a more happy thing. All right. So I hope you enjoyed this particular session. I hope you enjoyed having session with me. I hope you enjoyed this valuable session in terms of learning a lot of things. I'll make sure we'll bring more and more valuable session like this. If you have any feedback for me, how was the master class? How was the explanation by Shashank? How exactly I did a hosting? Anything, if you have any feedback, please drop in the chat section. I would love to take a screenshot and show to my manager that yes, I did a good job. All right. So yes, you can drop a feedback over here, and I would love to read every single feedback. And I would highly say that Rishi Keshav is saying, I like your marketing strategy, bro. No, it's not a marketing strategy. Okay. Participation certificate. You all will be getting the participation certificate through an email. Don't worry. Don't worry. You'll get a participation certificate, right? All right. So I hope you enjoyed this particular session. I have to go for a evening snacks. If you still want to connect with me, ask a question and talk to me, I'm attaching my link of Instagram. Follow me, DM me. We can have a conversation. Meanwhile, very good evening. See you in the next webinar.